Hi and welcome to the Sewing Studio. I'm Anna and this video is all about the Bernette 08 straight stitch sewing machine. It's a powerhouse of a machine and I am going to talk you through all of its features. I'll show you everything that comes in the box. I'll do some sewing, so I'll show you how to thread it and the results that you get with this machine, and then I'll talk a bit about warranty and support. Now we've split all of those into chapters, so if there's a particular section that you're interested in, feel free to head straight there. The Bernette 08 straight stitch machine is larger than standard size machines. You've got just under 9 inches of space to the right of the needle, and this is a full metal flat body. Now it's a very powerful machine, as you would expect, but it does have the ability to sew through finer fabrics as well as thicker fabrics. And in terms of the straight stitch, you can adjust the length of that right up to 6 millimeters, and you can do that with this dial on the side here. And that's really good for when you want to do basting or long runs of heavy, thick material. Over this side as well, we've also got the reverse lever, as well as an automatic thread cutter. So once you finish your sewing, you can thread that button and a blade shoots out underneath, nicks off the threads, and you can just simply take your work out. When it comes to threading the machine, there's 2 upright spool pins here that take the larger thread cones, and then you just follow the paths down through. Now cleverly, there are 2 different ways to thread this machine, and that's depending on whether you're using a standard thread or one that's highly twisted. There is a built-in needle threader as well to help you thread the eye of the needle. Now when it comes to operating the machine, that is done with the foot pedal, and as you can imagine, this machine sews very fast at up to 1600 stitches per minute. But with this slider here, you can limit the speed on your foot control as well, so it does help you to regulate and make sure that you're getting the best results. The other functions on the front here, you've got a needle up, needle down, and then this button here is to wind a bobbin. So it's an independent bobbin winder, so you don't need to unthread the needle to wind your bobbin, and that's done up here, and I'll show you how to do that when we get to the sewing section. The presser foot is a nice slim narrow foot, and it has an extra high lift as well if you're working with any bulky items. It does also have a knee lift option on this machine, so that plugs in the front here, so you can raise and lower the foot with your knee. You can also adjust the pressure that's applied to the presser foot, and that's with this dial here, and then you've got an indicator of the pressure here. Now it goes up to quite high pressure and very low pressure, giving you maximum flexibility depending on the projects that you're working on. Because this is a high-speed machine, the bobbin and everything inside there is all metal. Here's one here. It's slightly larger than standard bobbins, so you can wind on more so you run out less often. So in terms of what comes in the box, the machine will arrive like this with that piece fully down for protection and with the standard foot already attached, as well as a foot that's even narrower, and that's really useful for sewing things like zips and piping. You've got some empty bobbins and a seam guide, as well as these accessories, and they all fit nice and neatly in this little box. You've also got a quick start guide, which actually for a quick start guide is quite detailed, but if you want a full manual, there's a QR code on the back there. The knee lift, foot control, power lead, and this machine also comes with a large extension table. Now these feet have adjusters so that you can get it level to where you're working, and it just very simply slots around the machine, and then you've got a hatch here so that you can gain access to replace your bobbin should it run out without having the need to remove the table. Now I just want to say, if you like what you're seeing in this video, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell to be notified when we upload a new video. It could be one similar to this on a different model of machine or one of our great sewing tutorials. Speaking of which, let's head on into the sewing section. I'm going to show you how to thread the machine and its capabilities. So the first thing we're going to do is wind a bobbin. So I'm going to pop my thread on here. It doesn't matter which one you use, but obviously if you're using that spool pin, you use the guide at the top there. So to wind the bobbin, you come in under this guide here and then in under this tensioner here. And I like to grab both sides and give it a good tug to make sure it is fully underneath there, because that's what sets the tension on the bobbin, which if that's wrong, you're never going to get a good stitch. And then these bobbins have got a hole in there, so you just go up through the middle, she says, and in through the hole and pull that through, pop it on the bobbin winder there and push that one over. And then you do want to hold on to this one, press the bobbin winder and stop, and then just cut that off after you've done a few revolutions, and then just carry on winding. And what will happen is as this fills up, that will flick over and it'll automatically stop. Like so. And then you can just take that off and snip that. So to thread the bobbin, you just want to take the cover off and lower the flap there. And then the bobbin case itself has a lever on it. I'll use my thumb so you can see. So it's just here, this lever. So you want to pull that out, grab hold, and then take out the bobbin case. And then to load the bobbin, you want the tail of thread coming off to the right, and you just drop it in and then take the thread up through that slit and then under that plate, and it kind of clicks into position there. And then to pop it back in, the hole is always at the top here, so where you see the thread, and then you just hold on to the lever, pop it in and push. I always like to give it just a final one in case I haven't quite got it in there, and then it might click, but as it is, I got it in first time. And then you can just pop the lid up and pop the cover back on. So to thread the needle, you want to take the thread out of everything that we did for winding a bobbin, because it doesn't go in any of those things apart from this one here. So you can leave it in there, and then you come to the pre-tensioner, and this has holes in here. Now this is a standard weight thread, so that's the way we're going to be threading it. And you want to just come through this first hole and then up and over into the third hole at the bottom there. Sorry, I'll just grab that. Okay, I'll just make sure that that piece is over the top. There we go. And now I'm going to hold on to this end to make sure that we're threading with tension through every piece that it needs to go through. So firstly, it needs to go through the discs in this pre-tensioner and then come around to the tension dial. Now it goes in and over that spring and then back under this guide. It then clicks into that guide, and then I'm going to let go of this so that I can thread the take-up lever from right to left. And then it pops back in this same guide on the way down again. You've then got another guide just here, and then the final one just at the very top of the needle there. So it's easier to hold on to the thread here and just post it in and under. Okay. Now when it comes to threading the eye of the needle, because this is a side loading bobbin machine, the needle sits with the flat bit to the right, so the eye of the needle goes from left to right rather than front to back. So the needle threader comes down and then pushes into the eye of the needle like that. So the little hook is now sat there for us to pop the thread around. So you just want to go around that pin at the end there. And then, sorry, I tried to get my hands out of the way, in and up over the hook. I'm just going to push that through a little bit more. And then you just draw that back, let go of the thread, that comes up, and there's your loop to pull your thread through. I mean, obviously you can do it by eye as well, but there is the threader there to help you should you need it. And then the last thing we'll do is draw up the bobbin thread. So you can just drop the needle in, pop it back up again, and then tug on the thread. And there's your bobbin thread. So I'm just going to cut off the excess, pop them both under the foot, and we're ready to sew. So I've got a length of cotton here, and the first thing I want to show you is the different speeds. So I'm just going to pop my fabric under the foot and drop the presser foot down. And I've got the speed on slow at the moment, so I'm just going to go forward and I'll just secure those. Okay, so this is on the slow speed. And then if I move it up to midway, okay, and then this is the full 1600 stitches per minute. So as you can see, it really is quite fast, but you know, if you're working with large projects, making curtains, things like that, you will plow through them in no time. So I've finished sewing, so I'm going to press my scissor button. The blade shot out, cut the threads, I can lift my foot and then just very simply take the work out. And here is your nice, neat, straight stitch. So as you can see, even when we transition through the speed, so we've got the slow speed coming on to the medium speed and then the high speed, the stitch is still lovely and neat. And this is on the reverse. As you can see, they're all nice and neat. Now, this needle up-down button, you can program it as well for how you want to sew, basically. I'm just going to come down to midway. So at the moment, you can see the green light is in the up position. So what that means is when I stop sewing, the needle will come up. If I want it to stay down, I can press the down and you can see the light is now on the down symbol. So when I stop, the needle's down, I can raise, I can turn, and I can just carry on. With my work without moving the position that I'm in. And that's really good for doing things like this, like a reinforcing box, or if you're chain piecing, you just keep getting your next piece and away you go. And obviously if you've got the knee lift in, you can be raising the presser foot with your knee as well. So your hands are absolutely doing everything that you need them to. So yeah, that's an easy way to do a securing box. So that's on cotton fabric, which it's sewing through no problem at all, as you would expect. So let's move on to some denim. Now I'm going to switch the needle out for a jeans needle. And that's very easily done by just undoing that screw, taking the needle out, grabbing the next needle, now flat piece to the right, okay? Then you just pop that in, push it up as far as it will go, and then I'll do the screw up by hand, and then just a final kind of quarter turn with the screwdriver. You don't want to over tighten it because you can end up breaking things, but that's fine. And then again for the needle threader, hang on, that's it, around the pin, around the hook and through, okay. So because I'm working on fabric that is slightly thicker than my cotton, I'm going to increase my stitch length only by 0.5 millimetre to 3 millimetres. And drop that in. I'll just secure that. Okay, now it's sewn through that like butter, as you would expect. The stitches are lovely and neat on the bottom as well, and the seam is nice and secure. So we'll double that over and go through 4 layers. This is a 10-ounce denim, by the way, if you are interested. Again, no problem at all. Everything's nice and neat, nothing skipped, and it's nice and secure. I'm going to go once more. I know it will sew through it fine, but I just want to prove the point. So I'm going to increase the stitch length up to 4 because we've got much more material. And I am just going to reduce the pressure slightly to stop it puckering like this as we sew along. So it's on 3, which is what you'll want it on for most things. So I'm just going to drop it back to 2. Now, one thing with a lot of machines that is quite difficult for it, although it will sew through thicker materials, it doesn't particularly like reversing on thicker materials, and that's where this machine shines. So I've come forwards, I hit my reverse, and I go back just as easily, whereas a lot of machines tend to bunch up when you're going backwards. And you can see I'm not kind of pushing or pulling that. The machine is feeding it all by itself. And there you go. Again, everything's nice and neat. Nothing was skipped. That's the line of stitching there for the 8 layers. And it's still secure. It's not going to go anywhere. Now, when it comes to some canvas and bag handles, I've got a bag here that I'm just going to sew through just to show you. So we'll secure this handle to the side of this bag here. The jeans needle that I've got on is absolutely fine for that. And I'm going to keep the pressure where it is because we've got to get over this hump. So let's make a start. Look at that, it just ploughed over it, no problem at all. Back down the other side. Now I'm sorry that this is white thread on this bag, but there is absolutely nothing skipped at the beginning and the end of coming up on that different layer. Now those of you that make items like this or hem jeans and things will know that sometimes with a machine it gets stuck on this bump, and then you're either sewing on the spot or you get a big long stitch where it's trying to, or we're trying to push the fabric through, whereas this machine is designed to just cope with it, and it's done a beautiful job. So I've set the machine up to sew through some leather. So I popped a leather needle on and I've got a top stitch thread through there. Now when you're using a thicker thread, don't use the needle threader because it's quite a lot with the thread and the hook that's in the needle threader to fit through the eye of the needle. But because you're threading from left to right, it is slightly easier to do. So I've just got some offcuts here of a bag leather. So I'm just going to sew these two pieces together as if I was making a strap. I'm not going to use the thread cutter either because again it's quite a thick thread for the small blade to handle. And there's your nice neat stitch there. I've kept the bobbin thread on the bottom, but you might want to change that to the thicker thread as well. If you do that, and if you're doing that a lot, I would suggest getting an additional bobbin case so that you can set the tension on that bobbin case for the thicker thread, and then you've got your standard bobbin case when you go back to standard sewing thread. So then I've got another piece of leather and a piece of lining, and I'm going to put my makeshift handle in between. I'll go this way because it's straighter. So just pop those in there, try and line them up, and then we'll sew through these. And there you go. So even though it's got the different heights with the handle to sew through, it's still done a lovely, neat job. That's on the top and that's underneath. So this machine comes with a 2-year warranty, and in the box you'll find this card to fill out and send off, or you can do it online if you want to. The web address is on there. But don't forget that we are here at the Sewing Studio as well to help you with your new machine should you need us. Now I hope I've managed to demonstrate to you just what a powerhouse the Bernette 08 straight stitch sewing machine is, and that it's helped you decide whether it's the right machine for you. If so, head on over to our website now. Delivery is fast and it's also free. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.